Good evening. It's a bit dark, isn't it? Let's see if we can make that a little bit lighter. Ooh. Let's leave it like so. Welcome. Instead of yesterday, because I had some issues with my heater. It had to be fixed first. Moved the stream to today and a bit shorter and some unplanned shield updating on my website. And let's start the show first. Welcome back on my channel, Soft Essence Software, usually focusing on Office add-ins, Office extensibility, Blazor and .NET development. And today we are going to just do some minor updates on my website. Let's open the coding window here. Let's kick in Visual Studio and the website. It should say no changes. And indeed, we are no changes. Still working on master. Let's have a look. Let's create a new branch. Soft as in software 2024 0306. Help us improve your experience by telling us what you think about Git history. I haven't been looking at Git history for some time now. Where shall we start? We have some issues on GitHub, I think. Let's open GitHub. Oh, we're still logged in, that's good. Blazor puzzle. Nintendo Switch emulator written in C#, that's interesting. TypeScript 5.4. More Blazor puzzles by Carl Franklin. Well, let's go to the projects. Have a look at the website here. Fix all nullable warnings. I think we have also some recommendations by Sonar Cloud. Create a private video thumbnail. That's in case we have a private video in the playlist, then it's breaking. We have a lot to do. Fix security headers. Keeps this. Here's the Sonar Cloud thing. Check Sonar Cloud results. So if you go to No, not project. Software. Let's go to actions. And we have some solar clouds. It's interesting. I thought there was a failing. Oh, there it is. Solar clouds. So interesting. Why is this solar cloud thing now working? Let's log into solar cloud. Is it .io something? Yeah. So this is the project, pull requests, branches. So what it says here, like 323 bugs, maintainability, 92 code smell thingies. That's a lot. Most of it is like default out of the box. Maintainability. There's the non-nullable property email. Must contain a non-null value when exiting the constructor. Consider declaring property as nullable. Do you want it to be nullable, or do you want to set it? Where is the issue? Oh, that's the issue. It's in shared models. Yeah, shared models. And this one was like login model. That's in this one. Reference like here. Non-nullable property email must contain a non-null value when exiting constructor. Consider declaring the property as nullable. I think it's required. Same for the password. Interesting, that's the attribute of required, so Do we need both the attribute or the come on. So why would we have like the required attribute and also putting a required on that thing there? Let's Google that. Required. C#. What advantage required attribute for nullable fields? Just taking nullable off. Stack Overflow. Duplicate. Let's have a look at my profile here. Top 20 overall, okay. That's some old stuff there. Let's see. C# introduced required modifier which can be used as below. Required string first get init. Just want to understand the difference between required attribute and required modifier. We can set. Can we set that the use of required modifier is a way of simplifying the constructor? Version without required is this one. With required modifier, they don't have to do this. The required indicator indicates that the field must be set during the initialization. For instance, class user public required string username get set. If you try to set a new user is new user, it would create an error since you have two required fields, but you haven't set them in initialization of the variable for the required attribute. I would be able to create a new instance of user. But when a new user on a form is validated, the field must contain a value. Yes, so this is for the UI. And this one is for code. That means if I create a new user, it is required to have an email and a password. So let's run it and see how this is showing it in the UI. I said F5, but it's not doing anything. Why is my F5 not working? Now it's working. It's the API. There's no way to create a new one, is it? Okay, it's Joe. That's test 1, 2, 3, 4, bang. Dot. Oh, that's not right. Let's put the secrets on quickly. Have a look. That's not the one I'm looking for. Okay. So we will close live coding. Hello, Scott from Denmark. How are you doing today? Test 1, 2, 3, 4 dot bang. Oh. Damn. To look again. Copy. Close all tabs. Yep. And back to the screen. No, that's not the one, apparently. It's not test 1, 2, 3, 4 bang. It's something. It should, at least it should be. Oh, it's not. Why not? No. Damn it. Excuse me. Let's try this. And that was the one. Interesting. So the Input field for the new user. Where's my code? There. Shared models, login model. This one. Email and password is required. So if I put in Harry at docus.nl, submit, that will give the required error. That's based on this one. And if I leave that out, make that test 1234.bang. Are you new to Blazor? Well, not really. 1234.bang. Although I still have a lot to learn there. So now the email is missing. So let's leave that out because I wanted to test this to put in the modifier to avoid the null message. Why is it giving the squiggly? I suggest doing is equals null rather than required. Oh, did I just type it over? But why would you have a nullable string instead of... because that's the other option there. This is the other option, but now it's not required if you create one. Let's see where this is created. Yeah, it's not even possible to make that required, I guess. Because you're depending on what the user gives there. You want to instantiate a model with no values. Right, exactly. Yeah. So with the required, you need to have the values beforehand. Yes, that's true. That's a good point. So in this case, we should indeed make it just nullable. We probably have a lot more of these. Let's see. Where's my server cloud here? Yeah, just write equals null to init. Yeah. How about what's the other option? The option like default. I wonder what's the what the best practice is there. Default is good. They are equal, no differences since you are using the bang exclamation mark. Default means the string will come out null. Default value when not set, like bool, default is equals false. Trying to find some documentation to add something different. Lazy initialization. It's hard to just, oh, that's not what I wanted. Copy, Google. I just want the bang means you're telling the analyzer that it's never going to be default or null if you're using null. I'm trying to find some documentation to explain this, so if someone is looking at the video later on that they know what's it about and why it's actually. You can ask Copilot. What does it mean if a property is set to default on initialization? Null forgiving operator. Let's see if it's saying the same thing here. Let's ask the same thing. Copy. As a null forgiving operator. operator. Because this is basically what I mean. If you're a student and looking for something, you never know that it's a null forgiving operator. There you are. Swift, we don't want to have it in Swift. I should ask in the context of C#. Oh, that starts all over again. Stop. Let's do this. Copy. In the context of C#. Don't you love these AI things? In the context of C#, the default bang syntax is not a standard construct. However, yeah. I can provide insights based on the related concept. Null forgiving operator, null the forgiving operator bang is used in C# to suppress the nullable warning for the preceding expression. When you use the operator, you inform the compiler that passing null is expected and shouldn't generate warnings. And the reason for that is that you start the what's the thing, the class with empty things. That's a false answer. Is it false? Let's have a look where it's from here. There, it's on the learn module, so that's interesting. Oh, there's a question. Lots of answers, but I saw a reference here somewhere. Pluto, yeah. A good way to look at this, forgiving a tinker with nullable setting. Nullable enable. That's not answering the question, is it? The question is, tell me what will be assigned the property first name, because I do not know what the meaning of default means. So this is basically what this tsex is meaning. If you check Microsoft Docs about null forgiving operator, it states the null forgiving operator when you definitely know that an expression can't be null, but the compiler doesn't manage to recognize that. Well, initially it is null, I think, because you're starting with an empty model. So if I create a new model there, like in here, you basically start with the model where the email and the password is actually null. Please guide me. As per this article, default values. that's not explained in here. But because this is the C# reference indeed, so let's find null forgiving operator. There's the reference document. The unary postfix operator is the null forgiving or null suppression operator, and in an enabled nullable annotation context, you use the null forgiving operator to suppress all nullable warnings for the preceding expression. The unary prefix bang operator is a logical negation operator. Null forgiving operator has no effect at runtime. It only affects the compiler static flow analysis by changing the null state of the expression. At the runtime, expression X bang evaluates the result of the underlying expression X, and in our case it's evaluating the default value there. Where is it? Where's my article? Now I lost my article. There, no. There it is. No? Yeah, it is. Examples. So, one of the use cases of the null forgiving operator is in testing the argument validation logic. For example, consider the following class: hashtag nullable enable person string. Using the MS test framework, you create the following test. Test method exception is not null. Null names you throw test. For example, are bad in my opinion. I agree. Because again, in here there's no explanation of like default. There simply is no example to show that. Yeah, you're right. So if I put this, because we want to put things in here that people are learning. No forgiving operator. I would suggest removing the question mark so you don't make it nullable. Yeah, so why would you make it nullable? Because you never want to use it as a null value. That's true as well. Now this is failing because it's not nullable. I think this would be better. No, but if you want email nullable, then you should also remove the required, don't you think? Let's see, where's my Sonar Cloud? Sonar Cloud. Probably have like 2000 of these things. Let's clean it up a little bit. Because we now found the foundation for that. Where's my Sonar Cloud? Killed it. I think I killed it. Oh, let's open it again. There. What's code smell? Was I look at code smells? Yeah, let's look at code smells. Where do we have them more? Same thing, password. On the login results. Error can be nullable. Is that true? Well, where is this used? Let's have a look. In case there's no error. In this case, the token is null because this one fills it, so they can basically both be null. Last one. Same here. If login results is null, you won't have an error message. Yes, that's true. But also the other way, if you do have an error and you don't even have a token, that can also be nullable. Because it's either the one or the other one, I would argue. Because it's nullable now. Oh. Oop. Like so. Let's see if we get these. There's an error in the compiler output. I think so. Where's the nullable thing? This one. Navigation manager. There's the other one, because this one has inject. There was another attribute option, like, what was it? I think one line mentioned that you, yeah. Is it? Google. Yeah, I think so. Not null attribute C#. There. That's not. This is on the property. Non-nullable. Let's do. Is it by the code analysis? Yeah. Interesting, because the API services, I created that as nullable. I would argue that this should also be not. I've tried member not null one attribute. Member not null when. Now I'm just curious to see what it is. Because that's my main goal here, to learn new things. Specifies that a method or property will ensure that the listed field and the property member have non-null values when returning the specified return value condition. And again, there's no proper example here, other than just showing the syntax. Yeah, well, never mind. I still think the API service is nullable in here. Where is this referenced? That's interesting, because this one, if it's, yeah, when you inject, you know it won't be null, so put null or default. That's kind of true, but what I've run into last week, but that's a special thing. If and I'm not ready with that. If I open this one with my Office add-in, I think it's this one. We were kind of struggling because usually let's make this a little bit bigger. Usually it's doing the same thing here, like the JavaScript runtime is injected by Blazor. But if you go in with the Office add-in, the Blazor engine is triggered here. But if you do like things like the .NET invoke method, Blazor add-in, and there's your name again. This will trigger this one, but the inject is failing in case this is like static. So that's not working. So we were struggling to make this a workaround by putting a timer on it and then not so much doing injection, but creating the runtime by ourselves. But in this case, the injection is failing. As you can see, we have the default in there as well. You would want to instantiate the ICE object reference module in the on after render. Yeah, that's what we initially had. But this is failing if the JavaScript runtime is not injected, and that's the case when you run the Office add-in from within this command. That's the idea. After that, you can use the module as often as you want. That's usually the case indeed, but that's not working in the Office add-in context. That's the tricky part that I'm trying to get around. Well, I will continue with that tomorrow. The thing is, what's happening here, and just a quick update. What happens here is, where is it? In this case, you have a JavaScript function. That's basically triggered from this JavaScript function calls a JavaScript function calls a .NET method, and the .NET method is calling an invocable JS invocable other function. So you go from invoking from C# from JavaScript to C# to JavaScript back, and that's not working. You can't pass in a .NET reference object to the JavaScript. Well, you can. That part is working. This is working. But what's not is working is if you, where is it? Blazor add-in here. So this is actually called from like here. The method name in this case is say hello bubble. So we have say hello bubble. There's the thing. This is working. But if I want to do something again in JavaScript, this is invoking JavaScript again. That's not working. So you can't go from JavaScript to C# to JavaScript again. And it's kind of logic because you then might get some strange circular thing. But on the other hand, if you know what you're doing, it should be possible. But I will go into that tomorrow again. .NET object reference create this JavaScript runtime invoke. Then you won't need. Oh, okay. Yes, so that would be interesting. But even the JavaScript in your code, you're still using the JavaScript runtime, and the JavaScript runtime is not created. So where do you get your JavaScript runtime in that case? You can get it by invoke async, but that's the one that I do. Oh, that's the, where is it? There. But pass it as a .NET reference to it. Let me see if I can copy the link here. Copy. That's interesting because we're now doing a whole other thing there. Whereas this one is also not doing the so this from Office, this is never happening because it does not have a UI. Basically, it doesn't have a UI, and that invalidates the on after render option. For that reason, we changed that to something like so, where you have the module thing. By doing this, but the JavaScript runtime still was unavailable. No, I don't think so, because the on after render only renders if you actually have a runtime. I have a UI triggered. Let me see if I can quickly show that. Yeah, the thing is, what I will try to let's see if I can run this. F5. Then I can explain what's happening. In this case, I removed the on after render thing. So there are two entrances to the code. The one is by having the task pane on the right. In this case, you definitely have a UI. So if I click the hello world thing there, it is loading the hello, but it will run the hello button. But in this case, you also have this is, by the way, the JavaScript function. In this case, you do, yeah. But the other one, and let's go back in here. And then go to Solution Explorer, JavaScript thing there, on after render async. So if you go here and put a break on there, what happens if you close this and open the task pane again? Oh, it was already initialized the first time. Let's do it again. Don't save. F5. So this is part of the story. It should now go into the break mode. There's the first render, because it's now rendering basically the UI of this thing there. So if I run this, and this time you have a JavaScript runtime invoked by the on after render async thing. But if I go to this button thing here, insert name bubble, I'm actually running the same thing from the other page, the bubble chart razor page. The bubble chart razor page, however, has never been run yet. So this one is not working. So let me first try this. This is working. Hello bubble from Blazor function file. That's this one. But now if I try to run this one, that's JavaScript invocable, but will invoke another thing. This one will fail. But let's stop this. Don't save this. And then enable this again. I have to do some trickery because some things changed there. Copy. Because we have been trying some things here. Okay, let's make sure that's the same. Yeah, that's the same thing. That will fail because you don't have a module ready for the create table, right? You can get a module on after render, save the module right after code. Yeah, but the code, like the add code thing, that's basically the same thing as what you have in here. Oh, that's not working. This section, if you put it in the add code thing, let me try reading up. Where was it? There. Oh, and on after render async first render module equals. Let's clean this. So this one and this one. We put this into just to test things. And this gun can go. And this one can go. And this one can go. Why is this squiggly? Unreachable. Oh yeah, because if false is not working. And that can go. That should be like so. Why is this complaining? This is not complaining. Oh, because of the static. That can go. Oh. Let me read up where you left off. You also don't inherit component based on bubble chart. Razor, I can see. No, that's done by default by the at least it should be. That's done automatically by Blazor itself. Unless you specify inherits component based. No. Well, no. What's the purpose of this website? Well, the purpose of this website, this is, yeah, we shifted from the other website to an Excel add-in. And let's see if it's building right now. Now it's building. So if I now put a break on this one, no, not this one, this one, there is already a break on there. Let's put it here. Create table. Put a question mark on the IS object reference. Make it nullable. So now instead of say hello bubble, I want to do copy. No, that returns a string. Let's just see. can create table. Where's the static? Where did you see the static? The last one? Oh, yeah. So now if I want to create a table, create table, copy, and then see in here. Now pass in .NET reference to your JavaScript call. On the JavaScript module. Where's that? Create a new parameter in your JavaScript function. So that's my bubble chart JavaScript function there. .NET, but I don't need the JavaScript, the .NET reference in here, because this is the code that is running here. That's basically the Office code to put in the table. Let's show that. Let's see if I run this. So let's first show what would be happening. There's the init on the after render. Oh, why is it not continuing? Not sure what's happening here. Close all. Let's try again. Build. It's building. Let's close all of this. And now we're back on the add-in again. So create a new field in your Blazor on the JavaScript property, .NET reference. Yeah, just a minute. I'll first show you what would be happening if it's working or not. It should be working. There's the API. And I started the wrong application. Go back into there. F5. That kicks in this one. Yeah. So let me first show you the thing that should be running. So this is the bubble chart thing. There we have to create table and a bubble chart. So what I want it to do is when I click one of these buttons to do the exact same thing as this one, but then without the task pane. So if I click create table, nothing is happening. Why is nothing happening anymore? If I killed it, probably. Oh, it's still there. Yeah, there's one. Now you see it's getting into the first render for bubble chart. This one is actually working and adding the table. Now I want to do the exact same thing, but now from the button as is in here. Let's have a look. Close this. Don't save. Now I have to go to the manifest first. And let's see the button dummy. That's function 4. This one. Let's create bubble table. And bubble table should be visible in here. Create bubble table. There you have it. This one is the JavaScript function on the commands thing that's adopted by Office. From within this one, I'm running the .NET invoke method async create table 2. And the create table 2 is in the bubble chart C# thing. Create table 2 there. So I've put a break on there. Do this create bubble table create bubble table event.net reference. So let me first show you this. If I run this, let's see what happens. So I'm not interacting with this one now. This is the index one. That's the main page. Let's remove the break from that so that we don't get bothered from that again. So there we have a custom table. There we have the dummy. This will trigger the create button. So we click that, and then nothing's happening, I think. Let's go to the command thing there. What we did see here. Well, let's put a breakpoint in here as well. That's not there anymore. Clear all. It said now the Blazor add-in does not contain a public invocable JavaScript create table 2. Let me see. And the reason for that is create table 2. Yeah, and there you are. The JavaScript invocable thing needs to be static. For it to be JavaScript invocable, this should be a static one. And now you get an error, I think. Object reference is required for the non-static field. Again, static is only needed if you call method with .NET, but and you're doing that. Let me rephrase. I am doing that. That's this one. With my .NET reference parameter, you don't need static. And how do you put that in? It's like, where is it? I saw your code somewhere. There. Copy. This is C#, isn't it? Yeah, indeed, that's C#. That's what I expected. But you're saying that you don't want this. Change the JavaScript function parameter to create bubble table event. That's the JavaScript function. This one. .NET reference. Is that available? Oops. Now await .NET reference info. This one, copy. Yeah. You will pass .NET reference in through C#. Create a field under your JavaScript module property. Like so. Copy. Oh, where is it? This one. Under your JavaScript module, this one. My component. What's the my component in this case? My bubble chart. Copy the name of this thing. And then we're done. And in your onInitialize method, where is it? Here. Copy. The timer can go. Now that the .NET reference is ready to be passed into your JavaScript functions, for example, await and the JavaScript module is not getting. That's a problem. The JavaScript module is not there because that's not injected. Where is it? A wall chart 2, create table 2. Where is it? Where's my create table? Here, there. Yeah, and the on after render, it's not rendered. Copy. Yeah, that's the problem. It's the other way around. No, but that's the problem. You want to invoke this one, and that's not possible. Are you saying you don't need to do the invocable anymore? Are you still with the problem that this one is not injected? Let's try it. Oh. It's instantiated? Really? Oh, do I have to? This one should go, I think. Oh no, this is the one. But if I use this, so how will this one be set then? Why is that? Yeah, but I don't think so. JavaScript module, because this is the same, is it? No, that's oh. Oh, this is the runtime. This is the module. Yeah, confused again. The module is here. That's set in the after render. There's a module, and that's from the runtime. But my argument would be that this will never be hit. Why is the breakpoint not set to the one? What's happening here? Let's close this. It did get hit when only when you open the task pane, and we don't open the task pane. That's the point of this argument. Let's save this and run it, and you exactly should be able to see what's happening. Now this one is loading. Now go into the thing here, click the dummy, and now it's ringing again. Doesn't contain a public invocable method. Create table 2. Blazor, this one. public, invocable. Where's your JavaScript function that call create table 2? That's in the command here. That's this one. It's trying to find this. This is working when you do something like you may remove. Oh, okay. That's where's my intelligence not working? Is that difference for this one? Await.net object evoke method is in create table 2. Yeah, like so. Yeah, I think the other one, the other method, like so. Where is it? Like this one. That's basically invoking it on the Blazor add-in. Let's close that. Let's run it again. Did we put a breakpoint on that? Doesn't give the breakpoint. Why? It's not giving the breakpoint there. When you do .NET, it will need Blazor add-in solution name to call the static function. Yes. And still not working. Does not contain a public invocable method. Why not? Let me quickly try something here. Yeah, but that needs the JavaScript invoke again. Other way, this one. Public async. See, this one is working. Create table 2. Line 76. You need to pass in the .NET object reference. No, but this is not the one that's called, I think. This is not the one that's called. Because this is creating the bubble chart and this is creating the table, and we are just creating the table now. So this is basically only used on the UI at this time. You show the create table JavaScript function. Create table, that's in here. That's this one. So let me show you what happens if you run this. If you run it through the UI, you're doing this. Go to the bubble chart thing. This one has two things. Create, yeah, it goes in the first render. Now the JavaScript module is created. And this has a value. So this is good. So now this one is initialized. So if I now do create table, you will see it will go to this one and then run the create table thing. It's not the first render anymore, but then it inserts the JavaScript stuff. Remove the other .NET object reference in your bubble chart component. Do what I said in line 76. Let's close this again. Yeah, wait for it to load. 76. This one. Yeah, but this is not used at this time. So why would you add that? Remove the other .NET object reference in the bubble chart component. 67. No, but we are trying to invoke this one. This one is the one triggered from here. Where is it? This is triggering the bubble chart thing. That will invoke the .NET, the C# method create table 2. That's this one, create table 2. That should be JavaScript invocable. Otherwise it would not be visible. And the complaint is about that this is not found. Create bubble chart needs the object reference. Uh, 76, like here. Yeah, but again, this is not even triggered. This one. Because we're not in that play, because that's not the one that's triggered. What we are doing is creating the table. It's the one calling the create table C#. Yeah, it's this one. But the problem is that this is not recognized. So let's try So it needs it. Because you have .NET reference. Well, let's go back in here. So let's show you this one. It doesn't matter. We're trying to invoke this one. And you say, well, you need to add the .NET reference there. But this will never be reached. Where? Like here? $76. Yeah, but we are not even doing this. We are working on this one. You showed me JavaScript where create table is being called. Yeah, create table 2, basically. Where is it? Create table 2, this one. This one should go into the C# file and invoke this one. No, not the create bubble table. The create table. This is chart. This is a different one. Yeah. This is create table. This is the one that we try to invoke. So we go from here, invoke the method on C#. Oh, oops. We're trying to invoke the create table defined on the C# Blazor page. That's doing this one. Yeah, obviously what we can do is invoke the JavaScript function, but that's besides the point. We need to invoke the C# function. So the thing that we try to solve, and let me put it in Notepad. It's important to know where the create bubble table is being called. From where? What's this? Close all. So what's, can we make this bigger? So what we do is click the button. That will trigger the create bubble table. JavaScript. The JavaScript function will trigger create table 2. Blazor C#. On. Bubble chart. .cs. It's Razor CS. This one will trigger create table to make it more confusing. On JavaScript, Blazor this will insert the Office table in Excel. This is the story. So now your question is, it's important to know where create bubble table is being called from where. This is click button on Office ribbon. That will instantiate, well, yeah, it will actually use commands, what's it called? Commands JavaScript file that's basically loaded on the index by the Blazor thing. There. That's something done by Office. Commands. Is it command or commands? Commands dot JS. Should say this differently. On. So now you have all the files where everything is. This is the story. When you click the button, you have tried checking if it's hitting. Yeah, and it's not hitting the on after render. That's basically the main issue that we run into. So if I, yeah, at all, yeah. And I can show you that if I show you this one, the say hello bubble. Let's show that. Let's say hello bubble. Let's run this. If it's building, that is. No, it's not building. Let's bring that back. And take that out again. Now we should have a compilable thing. Let me show the index, no, the other one. See, and because to get it invocable, it needs to be static. And that's probably the same with these things. And now we have this issue. Yeah, well, because we want to run this one now. Let's take this one out for now, so to avoid the JS module issue. Like so. Okay, when you click the button, you check the that's what I'm going to show you now. Is this one. Save. Let's see if it's building. That's warning. That's okay. Did build? Yes, did build. 5. So I'll now show you that we are going to run the say hello bubble thing on the Blazor function file. Custom say hello bubble. I think it's this one. There. Now you see that this one never hit. So it's doing that directly into this one. And there you have it. So with that, I showed you that the on-after render is not hit at all. It will hit only if I open the UI here. Is it? Yeah, there it is. Now it's hitting the on-after render because we get an UI here. That's the tricky part of this. Well, the component will never render. We will never surrender. That's what this British guy would say. So there's when you're using the ribbon on Office, you never get the UI. And the discussion that we had with one lion last week is you might also argue, because you can also show what you could also do is, instead of, because it's kind of arbitrary, why would you want to go into the commands here? Say you want to create a bubble table, then go to C# to the create table thing, and then go back to JavaScript again. You can also argue, well, why not just going directly into the table? But the thing is, in this case we just use one line, but the goal of this would be to do a lot of C# stuff to make it easy for the .NET developer. Then run the JavaScript script to enable the interop with Office. So let's, for instance, you get API data. Get API data, do lots of calculations, and prepare to send to Office. then show the table, and then maybe do some more C sharp stuff. This is the goal of this exercise. To be able to do that, you need the JavaScript module to be instantiated or initialized. What's the word there? Why is it red? Oh, because it's in break mode. Yeah, so that's where we kind of left off last week. So we now completely moved from this website to the JavaScript, to the Office extensions again. And I still need to find some good solution for this. Let's make this copy of this and put it in my notes, because I want to continue with this tomorrow. JavaScript to Blazor to JavaScript. Yeah, so there's a tricky part, because if we put in things like static to make it visible as an invocable thing, then we have an issue with this one. So we should create a runtime somehow. But let's wrap it up for today. I think it was still an interesting exercise to try it out. But yeah, I hope that that it's clear what we try to do here. Still no good solution there. Yeah, that's the tricky part that we actually run into. There's one thing that I actually did not show, because this is basically entry point. Well, I did show that. So if you have the button, there's a definition showing where to find it. I should put that in front of that as well. Here. Click the button Office ribbon. Get the information from the manifest file. Get that name. Is it that name? Yeah, create bubble table. That will be triggered in the commands, and that will trigger the create table 2 on the C# file. That should trigger the create table JavaScript function. Yeah, and there's no UI there. If I had to solve the issue, I would look into What's happening here? Showing that Trump won the elections. Let's open your link there quickly. Yeah, this was what we actually did. Create a JavaScript object reference. So yeah, that's the other way around. Is it? Where you get object reference in your C#, yeah. Yeah, you might be into something there because so what you're actually saying is to, instead of what we just did, passing the .NET references, because we don't actually need that because we are already in there, we do need a JavaScript object reference and use that. So that might be a good option. Let me put that in my notes again and do some reading tomorrow. And tomorrow evening I'm going to continue with this and see if this is a feasible object. It looks like a good direction, but yeah, we've been on the wrong direction more often. The interesting thing is that this one is not, indeed not static. Yeah, cool. Might be a good solution. Let's have a look tomorrow. Let's go back to the main window here. Even my buttons went to sleep. Good. Yeah. Well, the stream went a complete different direction than that we actually had planned. Indeed, time to go to bed. Thanks, Scott, for your assistance and pointing me in some interesting directions. I will go read up on that, and tomorrow we'll go further with this. Thanks, everyone, and thanks for your assistance. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.